Okay, guys, I am in the midst of a engine rebuild on my 717 powered Jet John, and I just wanted to give you guys a longevity review for any of you guys thinking to do this setup. It was extremely easy. I originally started with a 587 engine Seadoo, which was a 1990 or so, 91 I think, Seadoo XP, which was the base everything, and it just didn't have enough power. But the hull is identical and the bolts all match up on the engine cradle. You can see the 4 engine mounts there will bolt up to the 717, so you do have room to upgrade if the 587 old Seadoos you can get like for 500 bucks running don't do it for you. So what I did was I cut out a section of the hull. Let's see if I can get it here for you, of the Seadoo, and I actually used the fiberglass section of the Seadoo, which housed the jet tunnel and all that stuff. And you can see I just siliconed the crap out of it and ran big lag bolts through it, and essentially just created a giant rubber seal once it got torqued down. Now, I have not had a single leak from this fiberglass to aluminum mesh using the bolts like that. The only leaks I get are from the rivets popping out. I used a riveted John boat, and it's not meant to do 40 miles an hour. So the rivets take the strain and the vibration and hitting waves and stuff, just shoots them right out. I've been replacing them with bolts, carrier through bolts, and big rivets any chance I get. But I just wanted to give you guys longevity. I took a running Seadoo and ran it for 3 years in this boat. I never winterized it because I have indoor storage, but you know, all the fishing that I do on the rivers and everything, I never had an issue with the motor. It would fire, start, go, do everything, until I had a rotary valve issue. And the rotary valve got something stuck in it. I think one of the piston clips gave out, and the rotary valve stopped, caused a little bit of damage. And you can see where I've already repaired it. We welded it in, and then we ran a butterfly over this to smooth it all out and make it even. That's fixed. Waiting on a crankshaft, and I'll put it back together. I just went with a whole entire rebuild because I wanted to get it done and not have to worry about it. You know, my crank is still good, but I just was going to put a new top end, and if the bottom end goes out on these things, it takes out the top end, so it would have been a waste of money if, you know, say in 2 months my crank went out. So anyway, just giving you an idea. I took the, again, I started with a 90s jet ski, which was a 587. Now the 587 didn't have this nice tilt, and so I bought a 97 Seadoo HX, which had the 717 engine in it. It's 85 horsepower. All the parts were interchangeable, so what I did was I took the jet pump off, the impeller, all that good stuff off the HX, which had more power, more torque, more get up and go, and I put it in here. That's about as big as I'd go on this 14-foot boat, 85 horsepower. You can advance to, using the same setup, you can advance up to a 951 engine. The only difference between the 717 and the 787 is the engine mount here. You see the 717 is the last engine size that uses the 4-point mounting system on this little tray here. You can see all the 4 engine mounts. Now, if you have a machine shop or you're good at cutting and welding, you can make that 4 setup pan there to carry a 717 or a 787, you know, by making your own cradle and your own pan there that mounts to the 3-bolt setup. But like I said, I would never go anything more than 85 horsepower on this because it is ridiculously fast. I mean, I've got this full deck on the back, the gas tank, battery, the oil tank, 2 to 3 people sitting on here. I can't really see where I set them up here. But there you go, you know, we set like that, 1 on each side, and a guy sits in the middle if we need to, and it's 40 miles an hour, 3 guys in all gear. And then, you know, big front deck, you know, trolling motor, 2 batteries running a 24-volt system. There's a lot of weight here. Still doing 40 miles an hour. Not going to recommend anything bigger. So what I did with the steering here, I don't know if you guys noticed this, I took the original throttle assembly here and the starting button. So when I'm sitting, just left, right, on a simple airboat setup. The wiring is stupid simple on these things. Everything gets pulled out and everything gets put in the boat, and you've got a lot more room to work on it. So in the future, I will be pre-mixing my gas and oil. I didn't before, and like I said, I ran it for 3 years in that way. The biggest issue with the idea of having to pre-mix is, you see the oil tank here. This is a gravity-fed system. I originally had it down here, and what I think happened was it wasn't getting quite enough oil over the time. Typically those tanks are higher up in the Seadoo, so there's a lot of gravity behind it. So what I did was I relocated it higher for my setup, and I'm still not sure it's 100%, so I'm going to be pre-mixing to make sure that I don't have any failures due to lack of oil. And yeah, so that's it. Like I said, I ran this thing 3 years, and it was a junk $50 on the side of the road Seadoo that I picked up for the hull, and then I spent, you know, $600 on a running Seadoo, which was the bigger engine. Took the engine out and put it in here, and I have not been any issues whatsoever till now. So again, guys, stupid easy. It's very simple to set up, very simple to run, very simple to learn. And if you're thinking about doing a jet, John, I recommend doing it any day of the week. It took me literally a day to get this mounted in and in place, and probably about a week of testing and playing and tuning and making sure everything was right, and then 3 years of good use. And I'm going to put a new motor assembly in it, and I'm going to try for yet another 3 years. If you have any questions, like and comment, and I will definitely respond to them, let you guys know what's going on. And then as soon as I get the new engine put together, I'll put in a new video of it running at full bore.